Coverdale Bible, the Prophet Daniel. What Daniel containeth. Chapter 3. The 3 children will not worship the image. They be cast in the fire, but God delivereth them. The 3rd chapter. Nebuchadnezzar the king caused a golden image to be made, which was 60 cubits high, and 6 cubits thick. This he made to be set up in the valley of Duran, in the land of Babylon, and sent out to gather together the dukes, lords, and nobles, the judges and officers, the deputies and sheriffs, with all the rulers of the land, that they might come to the dedication of the image which Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. So the dukes, lords, and nobles, the judges and officers, deputies and sheriffs, with all the rulers of the land, gathered them together, and came unto the dedicating of the image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Now when they stood before the image which Nebuchadnezzar set up, the bedel cried out with all his might, O ye people, kindreds, and tongues, to you be it said, that when ye hear the noise of the trumpets, which shall be blown, with the harps, shawms, psalteries, symphonies, and all manner of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up. Whoso then falleth not down and boweth himself, shall even the same hour be cast into an hot burning oven. Therefore, when all the folk heard the noise of the trumpets that were blown, with the harps, shawms, psalteries, symphonies, and all kind of melody, then all the people, kindreds, and nations fell down, and bowed themselves unto the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Now were there certain men of the Chaldees that went even then and accused the Jews, and said unto King Nebuchadnezzar, O king, God save thy life for ever. Thou being king hast given a commandment, that all men, when they hear the noise of the trumpets, harps, shawms, psalteries, symphonies, and all the other melodies, shall fall down and bow themselves toward the golden image. Whoso then fell not down and worshipped not, that he should be cast into an hot burning oven. Now are there certain Jews, whom thou hast set over the offices of the land of Babylon, namely Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. These men, O king, regard not thy commandment. Yea, they will not serve thy gods, nor bow themselves to the golden image that thou hast set up. Then Nebuchadnezzar, in a cruel wrath and displeasure, commanded that Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego should be brought unto him. So these men were brought before the king. Then Nebuchadnezzar spake unto them, and said, What? O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, will not ye serve my gods, nor bow yourselves to the golden image that I have set up? Well, be ready hereafter, when ye hear the noise of the trumpets, blown with the harps, shawms, psalteries, symphonies, and all the other melodies, that ye fall down and worship the image which I have made. But if ye worship it not, ye shall be cast immediately into an hot burning oven. Let's see, what God is there that may deliver you out of my hand? Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego answered the king and said, O Nebuchadnezzar, we ought not to consent unto thee in this matter. For why? Our God whom we serve is able to keep us from the hot burning oven, O king, and can right well deliver us out of thy hands. And though he will not, yet shalt thou know, O king, that we will not serve thy gods, nor do reverence to the image which thou hast set up. Then was Nebuchadnezzar full of indignation, so that the countenance of his face changed upon Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego. Therefore he charged and commanded that the oven should be made 7 times hotter than it was wont to be, and spake unto the strongest worthies that were in his host, for to bind Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, and to cast them into the hot burning oven. So these men were bound in their coats, hosen, shoes, with their other garments, and cast into the hot burning oven. For the king's commandment was so strait, and the oven was exceeding hot. As for the men that put in Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, the flame of the fire destroyed them. And these 3 men, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, fell down in the hot burning oven, being fast bound. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king marveled, and stood up in all haste. He spake unto his council, and said, Did not ye cast these 3 men bound into the fire? They answered and said unto the king, Yea, O king. He answered and said, Lo, for all that, yet do I see 4 men going loose in the midst of the fire, and nothing corrupt. And the 4th is like an angel to look upon. Upon this went Nebuchadnezzar unto the mouth of the hot burning oven. He spake also and said, O Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, ye servants of the high God, go forth and come hither. And so Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego went out of the fire. Then the dukes, lords, and nobles, and the king's council came together to see these men, upon whom the fire had no manner of power in their bodies, insomuch that the very hair of their head was not burnt, and their clothes unchanged. Yea, there was no smell of fire felt upon them. Then spake Nebuchadnezzar, and said, Blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, which hath sent his angel, and defended his servants, that put their trust in him, that have altered the king's commandment, and jeoparded their bodies thereupon, rather than they would serve or worship any other god, except their own God only. Therefore I will and command that all people, kindreds, and tongues, which speak any blasphemy against the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, shall die, and their houses shall be prized, because there is no God that may save as this. So the king promoted Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in the land of Babylon. Nebuchadnezzar, king, unto all people, kindreds, and tongues that dwell upon the whole earth, peace be multiplied among you. I thought it good to show the tokens and marvelous works that the high God hath wrought upon me. O how great are his tokens, and how mighty are his wonders! His kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and his power lasteth for ever and ever.